welcome to the Doug and Lisa show. Actually, today it's the Carly and Lisa show.
Thank you for putting my name first.
You know, everything, Lisa sounds better second in every name.
Oh, that sucks.
Like, think of Lisa and Carly.
I'm sorry.
I know. So you might recognize Carly actually by her voice. She's a local personality here in Kelowna, and she is our host for today alongside me.
Thank you for having me.
So we have a great show today. We've got a ton of talented people coming here, a huge audience.
Yes, thank you so much, you guys, for coming out. Great turnout.
Great turnout. We've got New Vintage Theatre here. They're doing a soap opera series. And Carly, I'm throwing you right in the fire. We're actually going to do a little scene with New Vintage.
So I've heard. You will see how I have absolutely no acting skills. This should be fun.
I doubt it.
My name is Summer's Eve, and I run the Summer's Eve Spa, Churro Emporium, and Wellness Center. And my business is your pleasure. I do a good mani-pedi and massage down below the knees. You see, my beach bunnies and I aim to please. Oh, and there's one other little thing. The business of my little black book. Oh, yes. There's all sorts of juicy tidbits and tales and details in there. All about each and every one of you here. That's right. I have details about each and every one of you, and I'm not afraid to use them.
Well, hi there, folks. My name is Nancy Mann, and I am, well, the sole employee at the Jubilee of Humanity Hospital. You see, I started out my career as a humble chip salesman. And, well, then everyone else at the hospital quit because they weren't being paid enough. So they figured good old Dan might be good enough to fill in, and first it was just doing checkups, then therapy, and, well, now I'm a full-blown surgeon. I may have never attended a medical school or really been qualified at all to become a doctor, but I believe that being a surgeon, a medical professional, is not too much different from selling chips to the masses. You see, helping others is a lot like chips. It makes me feel good inside, and there's a lot of crunching noises.
Hello, my name is Clara, and I came to this beautiful country because I heard that selling fruit is a very lucrative business. I decided that once I get to know you, I can make you feel pretty good. You know, if you see me walking down the street with my bag, you can come and stop me. And if you're not feeling very good, I'm going to make you feel better because my fruit is a little bit more special than just your average fruit. Haha, if you know what I mean. Eyebrow raise.
Yes, there's the business of my little black book. Oh, yes, I have all sorts of details about each and one of you, every one of you in here. But guess what? There's something else going on in my world. Something that's not quite so nice. Yes, there's the business of my lover, Teddy Chevrolet. I tell you, I try to get that man to the altar every time, and every time he just runs away. We set up a wedding, a big service in a beautiful location, and I can't wait to be married to him once and for all. No babies being born this time, no running off to start a cult. No, he'll be mine. He's gonna put a ring on it if it's the last thing I do. And that Teddy Chevrolet, if he doesn't show up on time, he better ride off into the sunset, because I never want to see him in Kelowna again. And you won't either.
Oh, the knee bone's connected to the rib cage, and the rib cage is connected to the something, and the something's connected to the drivetrain, and it all goes beep, beep, beep.
Hello, hospital boy.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Basket Lady. It's
It's
good to
bag
see-
lady today.
Oh, I see.
Yes, I've come for your weekly delivery of fruits and vegetables.
Well, I've gone over this with you before, and, well, nice and healthy stuff just doesn't really sell here at the hospital. But chips are a pretty big seller, so that's what I stock.
Well, I like your idea of the chips, but I have a feeling that you're going to like some of my fruit. Maybe we could make an exchange.
Oh, like last time. Tell me,
because you know my son is kind of sick.
Oh, yes, poor Ivan. Sick with necrosis of the stomach. Now, what do you need to make him feel better this time? The morphine, the cocaine, or the marijuana?
Ah, hospital boy, I tell you what. You take the key, go over to the medicine cabinet, and if you can get me all three, I might even come back tomorrow.
Really? Wow. Are you my friend?
You know, hospital boy, I think from here on in, you and I are going to be best friends.
I made a friend.
How do you guys go about memorizing your lines? What is the trick?
Well, the trick is that this is improv and
Oh.
there's no memorization involved.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
So all of that was on the fly?
You betcha.
Wow.
You just made that
Wow.
up.
Just made it up as we go.
Okay, so backup question then, follow up. What if you blank? What do you do?
You fall and pretend you're
There's
dead.
no blanking allowed, Carly.
Hey, I can never be an actress. It's official.
You actually are both going to be actors for us today, and we're going to teach you how.
Oh, joy. How do you go about coming up with what you're going to say and making sure that it's all on track and that you're making sense? What's your secret?
Well, insanity is a big part of the process of acting. If you're not a little crazy, then, well, you're not an actor.
Well, that's media. We got that
Maybe I
covered.
can be an actor.
Maybe we
then.
can. We're women in media.
They're shoo-ins. You're shoo-ins, believe me, I know you.
Do you know both of us?
I don't know both of you, but I know her friends, and her friends are fun. And they perform with us too, so she'll be great.
So we're both crazy. Okay, so what are you going to make us do?
All right, the first thing is really easy. This is a game that we use when we're warming up as part of our improv performances. It's called the compliment game. And Gloria, who just played Clara the Gypsy, and myself are going to just do a little warm-up practice for you, and then we're going to get you two to try. Gloria, I marvel at the beauty of your long, lustrous hair and how it flows in the humidity of this hot, sweltering, muggy day. And I think, oh, if only my hair would grow.
Oh, Bonnie. Bonnie Blue. You couldn't have picked a better description of yourself today. Your necklace is exploding with blue. So, Bonnie, every time I think of you, I think of just jumping into a pool of fresh water.
Oh, thank you, Gloria, thank you. Okay, so you get the way that
So
it
just
works.
keep
These
complimenting.
are over-the-top compliments. And if you're going to play it as a game, you try to make the other person laugh and get
Okay.
a character.
Oh, Lisa, I look deep into those beautiful, greeny, brownish eyes, and I think you're so mysterious.
How are you even blessed with such a beautiful mouth?
I'm 1 in a million, possibly 10 million, but your hair, the way it's so blonde on those tips, in the sunlight it just glistens and lightens your beautiful, amazing face up. And those teeth, so large and perfect and straight.
I can't even see you because I'm blinded by your diamonds and your teeth. They're so white.
I look at your wedding ring and think, Marcus, couldn't you have done better? But it's still pretty. I'm joking, Marcus.
Hey, it's Omi's. You just insulted a 95-year-old, so congratulations.
Just shoe-ins for this. Shoe-ins, you're natural.
Oh, stop.
And there was no blanking, Carly. You got it. See, this blanking fear
Carly?
is gone
What about
already.
me?
All right. So now this time, I'm going to be on stage and I'm going to do a demo of the next gen game because, you know, it's one thing to give compliments in soap operas, but, you know, soap operas are filled with a lot of drama. And there's a whole lot of insults flying around. And I'm going to demo this with my own son in real life, Barack Ratz. And he and I are going to do the insult game. And we insult each other all the time at home, so we're good with this. No hard feelings. So anyway, this is the insult game. So here we go.
All the feelings from your childhood can all come out on stage.
Okay. I look at you and I wonder, how is it possible that one child can have so much hair on their legs and on their head at the same time? I look at it as a marvel. You are a barber's dream, so why don't you go?
Well, Mother, I've spent 17 years under your charge. 17 long, excruciating years. You always loved Brother more, didn't you? You always believed he would be the one to carry on your legacy. But look at me now, ruler of my own domain.
And that's the insult game.
I have a regular voice, by the way.
And she's crying now, so. I always hear there's a little bit of truth behind any insult. So how do you do this properly without actually us going home and crying later in our pillows? Because we're also pretty sensitive people.
Well, that's why you start with the compliment game. You just remember all those wonderful compliments and realize that those are the true self. Right now you're acting. Now you're going to the next gen. You have to get over yourselves and understand that now you're soap stars and you gotta stop being so pretty and sweet and get a little mean. Sorry, step on up.
Bulletproof your egos.
Can we pretend we're somebody else?
No. You're so pretty. I don't know. I don't know how to be mean. You part your hair in the middle. Who do you think you are? Kim Kardashian? Because you're not at all. Not even close.
Your toenails are disgusting.
Well, at least I painted mine better than yours.
I can't even see her toenails.
Right now, they're gonna have a major soap opera makeover for this to work at all, don't you think, Gloria, Brock?
If I'm costumed, I'll feel better about insulting people because it's not me.
Oh, okay, well, that's good to know because we just happen to have a little makeover planned, and it starts out by giving you your soap opera names. Okay, are you ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, Brock, open up Carly's top secret, decided by the soapopera-name-generator.com name. We're going to reveal it to you now, Carly.
Marilyn Cornwall.
Cornwall. I'm going to have fun with that one.
Lisa, you are Birdie Iglesias.
Iglesias, I believe, Gloria.
This is bull.
Birdie
Iglesias?
Iglesias. Look, she's even using foul language. I think she's getting over to the soap opera side with her new name. It seems Birdie and Marilyn have been transformed into their soap opera characters. No longer do we see Carly or Lisa.
You'll pay for this, Bonnie Gratz.
And ha ha ha, evil laugh. We're gonna introduce. Oh, Carly's losing her mustache a bit. Okay, Birdie Iglesias has some history with Marilyn Cornwall. I think I'll write a letter to them and invite them to Knox Mountain to rendezvous. It's been 25 years, and there's a whole lot that they have to talk about. Let's watch the fireworks fly.
Hello?
Hello, Marilyn Desai.
Who's I? Who? I once knew a birdie that sounded like that. I still dream of Birdie.
Let me just return your mustache.
It won't stick on. It's my upper lip's too sweaty.
We're gonna just put it on my arm.
Okay. Hello, I remember Birdie. Is this you, Birdie?
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Birdie, I think of you so often. Will you?
Marilyn,
Yes,
I need you.
I need you.
You ruffle my feathers.
I'd like to ruffle your feathers. Meet me at 13 o'clock, Knox Mountain, I mean.
Excellent.
I'll meet you at the top. Do you think you can make it?
Yes, I will cluck my way up.
Okay, cluck-a-luck-luck.
Time passes, and the lovers go to Knox Mountain to meet. What will happen? What will they say after all these long years apart?
I can't even look at you without your mustache.
What will they say? They seem to be in love, but then it's Birdie who notices the ring box. She gets excited. She says,
Is that for me?
and Marilyn replies,
Remember I told you? I felt so sorry for you with the one that's on your finger already?
Oh, it's true. It's so daft.
Marilyn asks Birdie to be hers forever.
Will you be mine? Doesn't open forever.
Inside is a ring she will wear that will sparkle, unlike the ring she currently has on her hand.
Answer. I need to see what it looks like.
It's a surprise, just trust me.
She opens the box and reveals a glistening ring. She quickly puts it on. She accepts the proposal.
Oh, that's so much better. I'm so much better than Marcus.
On your knee.
And that's when
On your knee, I said.
Birdie
I have something for you.
has something in return for her. It's a heart-shaped box, perhaps full of chocolates or old love letters. What's inside? What is revealed is deadly. And that's the end of our scene. Let's give a round of applause to Carly and Lisa, also known as Birdie and Marilyn. I have to tell you, improv is a great skill for actors to cultivate. It develops like an immediacy and a real interest to their work and keeps you on your toes. So sometimes scripts can get kind of flat when you work with scripts, and it makes it more exciting. It also adds a little bit of an adrenaline rush for actors that gives them a good kick. And the audience knows that the actors are kind of on the ropes because it's not scripted. So the audiences enjoy seeing us sweat it out a little bit to figure things out. And yeah, I mean, I think it's great for a company to be able to develop those skills as well as all the great scripted work we do as well.
So how do people go about getting involved with New Vintage Theatre?
Well, we have classes that anybody can register for. In fact, we welcome having people that have never performed before or acted before but would like to try it out. This is a great way to get started in acting, and they just go to our website and find out our contact information. We have a website, or they can give us a call. We also have auditions as well for our straight plays or plays that are scripted, and those happen in March, and they can just check out our website for details.
How can people see your guys' shows?
Oh, well, we have a season of live shows that start on July 25th. We have a late show, and there's going to be lots of cool, exciting things that happen in a party afterwards. And then on August 8th, we have our regular time, 7:30, and all our shows are at the Black Box, and there's a whole season of shows, and that's on our website as well. And then a whole season of straight plays, too, and again, on our website, so check it out.
So each week here at the Vibrant Vine, we try to find an inspirational person within the Okanagan who's doing something amazing. And you might recognize this face because she's been on our show before. It's Shannon Christensen of Mamas for Mamas. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
I'm not a mom, so this is the reason why I haven't heard about Mamas for Mamas. Can you explain to me exactly what this is and how you got started with this? Because it's a fabulous idea.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. I can do a little rundown. Mamas for Mamas is basically something we started here in the Okanagan when I realized that we really don't have enough support for moms between each other in the community. Zero money exchanges hands on this group, and we are taking away all issues related to social class, all issues related to how you connect with each other, and we provide a platform. So if you join the Facebook group, what you get is 3,300 plus women, about 200 new every week, and we connect with each other. We support each other, and we give each other anything we need for free. So whether that's groceries to support you, whether that's a crib, whether that is new furniture for your home.
I got a car seat.
Yes, absolutely. And Lisa's one of our administrators. She does all of our media relations work and helps us get the word out there. So it's really huge. But you know, basically what we do is we connect, and there are people all over town who have more than what they need, and we have people all over town who have less than what they need. So when we put them together, we all have what we need.
The one thing that you just said that sticks out to me is there are no stereotypes. Me not being a mom, when I think of somebody that needs things, I think of somebody that maybe just doesn't have enough money to provide for their family. And like you just said, there's no stereotypes, so that's just amazing. Absolutely. People with money, people with not so much money coming together. Great platform.
You can stop the stereotypes, but you can't stop the drama.
No, we do deal with a little bit of drama, but our hashtag
We're women,
is
hello.
No more mama drama. We don't allow the same type of behavior that often exists on mom groups online. We don't allow any bashing, we don't allow disrespect, and we do not allow unkindness. Our currency is essentially kindness, and if you can be good to one another, you can be part of our group, and you can access anything you need.
Shannon, is it correct on your website that I read something about there is really no limit for the children or that are in need? Do you help teenagers as well?
Absolutely. We can get you anything you need if you have sporting equipment. You know, your 15, 16-year-old just started hockey. That's expensive. You know, we understand that there are huge needs all over age groups and for the moms as well. Being a mom is very expensive, and often we would take the shirt off our back to provide for our children. So we've got moms in the group who will provide each other with Avon or, little things to make their lives better, a haircut.
Yeah.
People can trade services as well as items. So we've got wonderful photographers who will be exchanging their services for, say, a haircut and a dye, or, here's a manicure pedicure from my spa. Just enjoy it because you've worked hard. Actually, Lorna, one of the moms on our group, really went above and beyond and got me a manicure pedicure just to say thank you for the work that I've done, which is totally unexpected and unnecessary, but hugely appreciated. And we've got an incredible team, including Lisa, and we've got Jody, who's been our communications director, and she's been creating all sorts of opportunities for us. And we had a bit of a beacon of light join us a while ago in Sydney McDonald, and she's just been unbelievable. She created huge sponsorship through a giant corporation who's been giving us who's been giving us brand new items, cribs.
I mean, that patio table that was just given away.
So yeah, we had a patio
gorgeous.
table given to us, an 8-person wooden patio table, and we thought, okay, let's make this special. Let's get some applications in and get some stories from the moms as to why they need it. I got 92 applications for the patio table itself, and I can't tell you how hard it was to decide who got that table, but it ended up going to a mom with 6 children, 3 of whom are autistic triplets, and they needed a place for homeschooled kindergarten. I couldn't think of a better family, and I honestly am just so touched. I get goosebumps when I think about it, that we were able to provide this because of the huge support and generosity from our partners. And Arthur from Kelowna Chrysler showed up with his big truck to pick it up for us because we don't have access to big trucks yet. If you own an auto shop and you'd like to donate one, we're more than welcome to accept that. However, at this time, we do everything ourselves. It's homegrown, it's grassroots, and basically, if we can give it, if we can provide it, we will. If not, we look to the community for support, and often we get it.
Oh, did I read this right? There's 10 chapters around the province?
Yeah. It's across 3 provinces. So Alberta, there's 2, Saskatchewan, there's 1, and there are 7 across BC.
What I like about this whole concept is, this is for mamas, but it sets a tone and it creates a platform for other people of other, papas for papas or dads for dads, or anything. Because I was just saying the other day how, in the world we have so much excess of stuff, and it's instead of going out and buying stuff, if we somehow find a way to share and to just do that kind of trading stuff. It worked so well. It's worked really good for mamas, and I think it'll work for everybody.
It does, yeah. And I think that there's a misconception that everybody needs new stuff. We don't all need new stuff. We just need items for our kids. We need items for ourselves. We need a place to sit to have dinner together. We need clothes for the children, but moms need clothes too, right? So we trade all of that stuff as well.
Okay, now speaking of that, Shannon, what is the one common denominator that you find that moms or families need? What's the one thing that they can't necessarily afford, or is there one common thing?
Access to fresh fruits and veggies is a
Really?
huge thing.
Wow.
Access to fresh food. Many of our moms rely on processed foods because that's what's given out in many of our community agencies because that's what's available.
Right.
We have created an awesome program with the food bank. The Kelowna Food Bank has been a huge partner with us, and they've given us their seeds so we can plant community gardens.
Oh, the women over there are just amazing.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And one of our mamas, Cheryl, has given up a piece of her land and her time to harvest and plant and do all of the stuff for our community gardens. And it's just fantastic. And then we have moms who donate to each other. And then we have moms who, make bread and just give it to the others who don't have it. And it's been a truly inspirational time to see these moms coming together. There's so much competition in our world. And sometimes you just have to step back and think about, where's the connection? Where's the love? That sounds really, really cheesy, but really and truly, when it comes right down to it,
It's deep. I'm going to get a
Exactly.
t-shirt made.
all you need is love.
Well, considering how you started and where you've come from now, I mean, you're a huge inspiration to all women out there. I wish there was more of you in the world.
Yes. There are. Well, thank you so much, Shannon. And we're going to be having a story in a bottle coming up. And it's funny because Carly and I both can't drink alcohol. She has an allergy, and I am pregnant. So, Shannon, we're wondering,
Well, I don't have an allergy to wine, and I'm not pregnant, and I would be more than happy
Twist
to
your
help
rubber
you out.
arm.
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to help you out with that.
take one for the team. All right, each week we do a segment called Story in a Bottle. That's where we feature a different winery, cidery, brewery, distillery, even a meadery a couple weeks ago. This weekend it's a winery, and actually the newest winery in the Okanagan.
Fresh as a daisy. We're called the Hatch Wines, and we're located on Boucherie Road, right beside our fancy partners, Quailsgate and Mission Hill.
Okay, and you guys are obviously a new winery, but usually there's a unique or interesting story behind the bottle. What's your story?
Well, first and foremost, our main story as far as viticulture and winemaking goes is that we focus exclusively on single vineyard wines from all around both the Okanagan and the Similkameen. We've owned a vineyard management company for a while, and we partner with farmers and sometimes manage the whole vineyard ourselves, sometimes just consult, but always take our favorite little blocks for ourselves and try and reflect the diversity of the industry.
What's good about your wine?
I think the great thing about our wines is that nothing tastes the same, because we're partnering with growers in really diverse locations. Each wine has its own style, so if you come there and think one's weasel piss, the next one will be breathtaking.
He just said a bad word.
He just said a bad word. Bleep. I like your glasses too. This is very unique. Usually it's not the fancy stemware we're used to.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have some, appropriate wine glasses at the Hatch, but we really encourage drinking more so than tasting. And we think wine should really be enjoyed. There's no pretension necessary when you come to the Hatch, and we're there for a good time.
And the name?
The Hatch was conceived...
How is it hatched?
Like down the hatch?
There's about 5 entendres to it. The first project and the high-end wine that we're launching in fall officially is called Black Swift Vineyards. So Black Swift is a bird that's native to the Okanagan. It's the only bird in the world that lays a single egg at a time. So after a few bottles of Pinot Noir, that seemed like really brilliant marketing. Single egg, single vineyards. And then that kind of evolved. We thought, well, rather than name the whole project after just the high-end wines, let's call it the Hatch, as in a hatching ground for the Black Swift project, but also any other crazy ideas we came up with.
And how has the hatching process been? Have you guys had good feedback from visitors?
Yeah, no, absolutely. In terms of the wine quality itself, a lot of the critics have responded very favorably, but the most proud moment that we've had is just when people come in there and they see it's a really rustic, comfortable, fun, funky tasting room that they're not intimidated anymore and they can just sit back and enjoy and have multiple tipples.
I love how everyone's doing a lot of stuff with wood and just that earthy kind of feel when you go into place. It's just so laid back and comfortable for people.
Yeah, we didn't have much money, so we kind of salvaged like barnwood and rusty tin and old corten, and we really we didn't want something modern and glass. We wanted something that really celebrated the history of the Okanagan, and we have a great antique collection there that does so, and we wanted the ambiance to kind of be a bit more not just rustic, but rusty.
Okay, and so you also today you've paired with also a pretty new restaurant.
Yeah, we have Jason right here from Pilgrim and Pearl, and I can honestly say this is Pilgrim. What did I say?
Pilgrim.
Pilgrim works too, though. As I said, we like double entendres.
Do you guys serve bacon?
I fit right in, don't I?
I'm probably going to keep that in there because that's hilarious. Yeah. Pilgrim. So you guys are a pretty new winery, and you guys are actually pairing today with a pretty new restaurant to Kelowna.
Absolutely. One of the things other than wine and art and good times that we celebrate at the Hatch is pork products, and I really think Jason's pork products are some of the finest in the land.
Oh, right. Follow that one, Carly. We have Jason here with, I can honestly say, my new favorite restaurant in Kelowna, Pilgrim and Pearl. Jason, just before we get started on everything that you've brought here today, let's just talk about the space of this new restaurant and how you guys redid this space, because it is absolutely stunning inside.
It is. It turned out really well. It was just a collaboration of a bunch of people, Michelle Troll, Jason Toll, and the Prestige Hotel. And we were able to come together and find a really unique environment for that room.
Now, I've seen some of your seafood platters on Instagram, and they are absolutely amazing. Now, when you think of the Okanagan, we all know that it's lakes, not oceans. So where do you guys go about getting your fresh seafood from?
Most of our fresh seafood's from Codfathers. John does an amazing job
I
at
love
sourcing.
Codfathers.
He's awesome, isn't he?
Oh, amazing.
He comes up with so many unique things from all over the world, and it's all sustainable. So that's the biggest thing.
Okay, so we have oysters here. And we have caviar, so I feel very, very fancy today, so thank you for that.
And tell us about this wine here.
Yeah, well, I don't believe in totally perfect wine pairings, but if there are some, it's, bubbly, and oysters have to be in the conversation. So what we did with this wine is made from Gamay, so it's not necessarily a traditional grape varietal for sparkling wine, but we made it in a traditional champagne method, and it's from a really cool vineyard site just below McIntyre's Bluff. The important thing about that is that it's a really high acid wine, and you think, what do you usually do with oysters? You squeeze some lemon on it. Well, this, I propose, would be kind of that citrus blast that is going to make it really come together.
Well, we'll let somebody be the judge of that because we have a professional wine food taster in the audience.
She practices every night at home.
She does.
By herself watching
After
The
dealing with the
Bachelorette.
mama drama on Mamas for Mamas. So come on up, Shannon.
Jason, what did you just put in that little bowl there?
Some champagne vinegar, some shallots, some pepper, a little bit of olive oil. And
So,
now some
okay.
sparkling.
Oh my.
Carly.
I'm like, who was that singer that licked the donut?
Oh my gosh, that was Ariana Grande.
Yeah, Ariana Grande. Ooh, that looks good.
Okay. Welcome. You gotta act the part, so just look really fancy. Come over here.
I am really fancy.
I know, she just changed into a black dress to show how fancy she is. So
It's hard to act fancy with a mason jar.
Speak for
You're pulling it
yourself.
off with a plan.
yeah, speak for yourself.
I'm enjoying this mason jar. I get a bit of a citrus note followed by a bit of deliciousness.
Jason, okay, so what is the trick here to shuck an oyster? What is one little trick here?
The best trick is to find the opening right here.
Okay.
Make sure you use a cloth so you don't stick your hand. Stick it in there.
Yep.
And just pop it.
Do 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 do.
Jason likes it a bit delicate.
Carly, we don't have all day here.
Go to town, Carly.
Okay.
Even better.
Give the girl a minute.
I've never had an oyster. Do you chew it?
Oh my gosh, get in there. Well, you have to go over there.
Well, I am professional wine and food taster.
Exactly.
She's really showing strong form here. The biceps are rippling. The bivalve is slowly coming apart.
She's been training for the last 3 weeks. Now, Jason, I know that a lot of people don't like oysters. What's a common thing that people don't like oysters? Is it just like the texture?
The texture. Yeah, I think the texture mostly. I think it's kind of slimy, some people think.
like them?
I love them. I think they're great.
I can't wait to
See,
see
this
what
is going to
Shannon-
be a very first.
Yeah, I know.
Virgin voyage.
Oh my gosh. First time shucking, first time
We
oyster
want to
eating.
unleash it.
Okay, here we
The
go.
moment of truth.
Shannon. You do whatever you want. No rules. There you go.
I'm impressed. Really? I am impressed.
And take
However,
it and down the hatch.
I must pair. Let's see
yes.
Amazing.
There we go.
I don't eat seafood. I have a phobia of it. I just went above and beyond, and I enjoyed it.
Oh my gosh, we just a breakthrough on the Doug and Lisa show. Actually, the Carly and Lisa
See,
show.
that's funny because I'm on a seafood diet. I see food, I eat.
Yes, I'm on that same diet.
Okay, so tomato salad. What are we going to do here?
All the tomatoes are from Green City Acres. Curtis, he's an urban farmer downtown. Okay. We're going to do tomato salad with Parmesan and some salted brick chorizo.
Let's do it. Okay, let's get started on that.
So this is the first wine we launched from the Black Swift label. It's from an organic vineyard in Summerland, so kind of a cooler site. So should have really nice acidity to play off of the tomatoes, but also we did barrel age it for 18 months, so it's got a lot of rich character as well, which hopefully plays off the Parmesan and the chorizo.
That's a beautiful bottle. Very nice font.
I enjoy a good font. Yeah. No, we're actually very into fonts at the Hatch.
Yeah, I can see
And
that.
we argued constantly about what font was most appropriate, and you know,
like your
it's these little
font.
things that you don't pick up on when you first start a wine project.
When you're a professional food and wine taster, you notice these things.
Right, and obviously a fonteur.
Of course.
A fonteur, I like that.
To you, sir.
Oh, the things that happen here at the Vibrant Vine.
Ooh, yes, very nice. You know, there's a bit of a hint of a something I'm unfamiliar with in this. It's less fruity and more of a
Tootie?
no. It's got more of an earth base.
Well, that's the tootiness.
Jason, for people who are watching right now, what's a really easy dressing that people can make at home? Because I always run into this problem with ingredients that they probably already have in their kitchen. Oil, vinegar.
Wine.
Biggest thing, really good olive oil. Yeah.
Okay, so we have, just say what the ingredients one more time.
Tomatoes, chorizo, pea shoots, and Parmesan, and a little bit of radish.
The creaminess of the cheese. So good. Cheese is like the best thing on the planet. Just wait. Okay. Amazing.
No, seriously. Just give us a second here. Okay.
Says the pregnant lady.
Okay, everything's good for me right now. The test will be you, Shannon, so get in here.
Now, if I was one of those people who took pictures of my food, I would take a picture of this. It's very pretty. Juicy. Little bit of spicy from the chorizo. Pea shoots had a nice little
You are really in the wrong profession.
earthy blend. Let's see how we pair, shall we? Down the hatch.
We literally just threw her up here, and she knew that she was coming up here 10 minutes ago.
You're blowing my cover.
All right, so Lisa, our next dish is going to have caviar in it. How fancy.
Oh my gosh, we're so fancy up here.
New for me. I've never had caviar.
What?
Where have you been?
The professional food taster is new to the scene, so I'm trying all sorts of new things today. Caviar for the second.
What kind of wine are we going to?
This will be the Screaming Frenzy Pinot Noir.
Okay, I need to know the story behind that. Screaming.
Probably requires a bit of explanation, doesn't it? So about 3 weeks after we decided on the Black Swift project, the assistant winemaker showed up and one day he says, you ever heard of what a flock of Black Swifts is called? I said, I have no idea. We came up with it over copious amounts of Pinot Noir. And he goes, well, it's actually called a Screaming Frenzy. And I said, you're kidding me.
That's excellent.
Gold. So now the Screaming Frenzy is kind of the gateway to the Black Swift project, and same single vineyard philosophy, a little more of an irreverent rather than traditional label, but you know we think it's a delicious little drop.
You know what else is a Screaming Frenzy?
My child.
Have you ever watched The View?
I have watched a View commercials.
Carly's face.
Like 10 women trying to talk at the same time. What we were just doing a second ago, actually.
What is that?
This is confit of sturgeon.
Oh. Did you get that from the depths of Okanagan Lake?
What does that mean?
Not.
What does that mean?
What does what mean? Confit is traditionally confit is cooked in its own fat, but this we just cooked it in olive oil.
All right, bartender, pour the wine.
Okay. This is a Pinot Noir from a vineyard in Karamias in the Similkameen Valley.
Let me have a little smell.
Oh, please do.
Mmm.
What do you get out of that?
Well, I actually, it kind of had like a. Hold on a second.
Do you have to smell with your mouth open? Is that the deal?
It's almost like it's like a current, some kind of a current.
Yeah. Yeah, I get currants, children's laughter. Raspberries.
That is the best thing I've ever heard when explaining wine. Children's laughter, a big tall glass of children's
You
laughter.
have to enjoy drinking. This is the most important thing. It's far more important than tasting notes of any kind.
All right, well, if you want to keep your job here, you better do your job.
Well, you know what I have to say is I'm normally not a big fan of Pinot Noir, but this one's a little bit less full-bodied than your average Pinot Noir. It's got hints of maybe cherries, maybe some blackberry.
I think that whole comment's capricious and arbitrary, but no, it's all about what you think.
Well, I'm trying not to be redundant here, but if you'd give me a chance, I would do my best to be loquacious.
You've worked on that for sure. No, this is Pinot Noir. The beauty of Pinot Noir and the reason we want to pair it with this particular dish is that Pinot Noir is unapologetically light or medium-bodied, and when it's 40 degrees out in the Okanagan, the last thing we want is a big, heavy tannic red. We want something to keep it fresh and light, and to be able to balance a fish dish as opposed to a big hunk of steak.
Well, let's talk about that fish dish over there.
Yeah, okay, get this. I just asked Jason. See this teeny tiny little, oops, I'm not even going to touch it. I'm going to touch the lid. This little thing of caviar, which they sell at the restaurant, $75. All right, so what do we got in here, Jason? This looks amazing.
So we have confit of sturgeon, eggs, beans, Tokyo turnips, milkweed, caviar, and watercress.
Oh my. Okay, may I? Yeah. Okay. You
And
didn't
while
bring us
she's doing that,
forks.
Carly, give him the microphone while you're doing that. And I wanted to ask you just about a bit about your background. So how did you can clearly see the art here. How did you get into the culinary arts?
Kind of just fell into it. I started as a dishwasher and moved my way up.
Are you an angry chef?
Some days, yeah. Of course.
Well, I always think in the Okanagan because it's so hot already in a lot of restaurants. I mean, there is AC, but in the kitchen, it can get pretty hot in there.
If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen, am I right?
Okay, what's Jamie laughing about over there? Is it Carly's eating?
I think she just ate all the caviar.
Are you guys going to give this a shot? This is amazing.
Well, we got our lady here.
All right, bit of a challenge here. It's absolutely brilliant.
What's your favorite
The
part?
flavors come together so nicely. This is truly an absolutely beautiful dish. I don't normally eat fish, but truly, it's so fresh tasting. And the hard-boiled egg is done just to perfection with the pea shoots and everything together. What dressing is on there? That's absolutely fantastic. A bit citrusy. Citrus?
Yeah, it's just the same dressing we use at Salted Brick.
Mmm. That's sturgeon?
Delicious, eh?
I think the real test here is how it pairs with the wine. It was really nice. I found that the kind of mellow-bodied Pinot Noir went really, really well with the kind of citrusy, light sturgeon salad. And those beans were done to perfection, just barely blanched. You know, nothing really heavy in there. It was just absolutely brilliant.
Thanks, you guys.
Awesome. So how can we find you guys?
Come see us on Boucherie Road or check us out at thehatchwines.com. And I should make a little plug. We do serve salted brick, charcuterie, and cheese. So you can have your meat, your cheese, play bocce, drink out of mason jars, and have a heck of a good time.
And how about you guys, Jason?
We're located at Prestige Hotel right downtown. 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
You have breakfast. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And if anybody needs a food and wine critic, you can find Shannon here on the Mamas for Mamas website.
All right, we are back with the Doug and Lisa Show. I'm Carly Fittis, filling in for Doug. And right now we have Thomas.
Wheaton.
Thomas? I told you I would forget.
I told him, right before you started, I meant Thomas Wheaton.
I was going to say Douglas Thomas from Great Way Martial Arts. Thank you for that little cheat sheet. All right, so I have one question to start off before Lisa gets all crazy. With these martial arts, with these young people, what exactly does martial arts teach young people, and how can they apply the skills that you teach them later on in life?
Our biggest thing at Great Way Martial Arts, our focus is at really powerful skill development and that personal development. So we work on their self-discipline, their respect, their focus, their control. Our venue for doing that is really solid skills where they're learning how to kick, punch, really great ways to defend themselves. And at Great Way Martial Arts, the biggest thing we want to do is have a lot of fun while we do that. So we're trying to get those core values really set in place and then teach them how to do it while having fun and really busting out and pushing themselves with physical skills.
So Thomas, what you're saying is this is exactly what Lisa needs.
Almost definitely.
Get out of here, Carly. So do you guys feel like you're disciplined now?
Yes.
You're supposed to say yes, ma'am. Yes. I'm making them nervous. But I bet you that this shy little girl right here is going to turn into a crazy ninja if I bring this out.
Oh, my goodness.
Woo! See? Not so sweet anymore, are ya? Okay.
Real
It's
wood.
real. Okay. All right, you ready?
Everything you got.
Oh, snap. Double high five. Triple high five. Wow, I'm terrified of her. Can we get security up here, please? I want to see Carly do what that girl just did.
So practice, third one, everything you got.
it. Practice.
Ooh.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, let me try.
Okay, you go. Oh, jeez. Nice. Job well done.
Okay, now pass me those nunchucks. Let's get crazy here. In my way, Carly. You're going to get it. Whoa. I feel like I should be at the bottom of this thing. How's my wings? How are my mom arms doing?
All right.
I don't like this one.
Oh, that's okay.
I don't like this one. Okay, just kidding. It's just because of this. Like, this
Oh, well,
thing.
that's okay.
See this thing that women get? It's really fun. And what's over here?
We got some broadswords here. They're Chinese broadswords made of wushu steel, and they're just really fun to just swing around.
I feel like I'm watching a movie right now, like live.
We've had the pleasure of performing all this year, from the YMCA to the Fat Cats Festival for Canada Day. This is a very small representation of our team. We usually have about 15 people, so this is a very small core to it. We perform all year round for people. We'll come and do birthday parties. It's tons of fun.
Awesome. And do everyone have specialties?
I do kicks between each form.
Prove it. Let's show us one of your kicks. Okay. But come on. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a high kick. Yeah.
I'm doing an open hand form, so I don't use weapons for mine that I'm doing.
Look at I love this about you because you're like this sweet thing. I just saw you take out a piece of wood, so that's very, very humorous to me. Okay, well, thank you guys so much, and we'll give you guys the grass to do your thing.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place, singing, we will rock you.
Each week here at the Vibrant Vine on the Doug and Lisa Show, we do a segment with Global Adventure Center, aka your GAC, where we feature a local Okanagan adventure company. And in your case, though, it's not really adventure, but it
can be.
It can be.
It can be.
It's Vista Villa. Sherry Cote, welcome.
Thank you. Very nice to be here on a beautiful, cloudy, and warm Okanagan day.
Who would have ever thought the words beautiful would come before cloud, but it's very, very true. Sherry, you own a villa, and this is a very, very unique villa. Just give us a little bit about your background and what your villa is all about.
We cater to folks that are celebrating a special occasion. So not necessarily tourists, although tourists are of course welcome, but they're celebrating an engagement, an anniversary, a monumental birthday, but we really thrive on pampering the pants off of honeymooners.
I'm sure you have a lot of amazing guests that go through your doors. Is there any interesting or unique stories from any of those guests?
One of the most memorable occasions that happened was two adults, children of a couple having their 50th anniversary, called and said they wanted to surprise their parents with arranging a get-together with their original wedding party.
Aww.
Like, how sweet is that? So I'm all about planning surprises and making it over the top, magical and memorable. So this is how it went. The 3 couples that were part of their original wedding party were downstairs. I have 3 beautiful suites on the lower level. And the couple that were celebrating their 50th anniversary, and so the kids got together and bought them a certificate for the stay, they checked in the day before. And so on the evening that we were serving them a special dinner, they came into the dining room and took their place and sat down, and I poured their wine, and I was like so emotional because I couldn't imagine what it was going to feel like to them when they turned to see the other guests joining were the 6 members of their original wedding party.
That's amazing.
50 years ago. Like, think about that. And so, my heart is racing. I mean, I can hardly, I'm just beside myself. So couple number 1, come up the stairs, enter, don't make much fuss, sit at the end. Couple number 2, come up, again, not making much fuss, making sure not to make eye contact, sit down. Couple number 3 now are going to sit down beside them. So the anniversary couple looked over, and I'm watching this from behind, and then they look over again, and they start to recognize, and one of the couples they hadn't seen in 20 years, another couple they hadn't seen in 10 years, and the other couple they had not seen since their wedding day.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
What an amazing evening that was. It was so fun.
Did they cry?
Oh, I did most of the crying.
So you're so busy pampering other people and stuff like that. But is there anything we talk about this each week, on your bucket list?
Got to get to Paris, the most romantic city in the world, since I am having the most romantic resort, I think, in the world. I better go see how the Parisians do it, make sure I haven't missed anything out.
I've done it. You have to make sure you're with someone to make it romantic. So just an FYI. Just FYI.
If you are wanting Carly Fittis' phone number or email address, you can email me
meant with the right
personally
person is what I meant
at DougAndLisaShow@gmail.com, and I will get you on the list of eligible bachelors in the Okanagan area. I'm just teasing, Carly. And thank you so much, Sherry, for coming on our show. And how do we find your villa?
avistavilla.com.
And how do we find you, Carly? Twitter?
I'm unavailable. You can't.
Okay. We'll be right back. He's explaining his last name is like Freddy Krueger. We have Ed Kruger here with us of Monashee Adventures Fat Biking.
Now, is it weird that when I look at Ed, I feel like I'm looking at an older male version of myself? We have the same hair. We really do.
Are doppelgangers.
I know. He's like my older male doppelganger. Now, Ed, when I was in LA, I saw a lot of fat bikes. So people who don't know, they're called fat because the tires are so fat. Am I correct?
Yeah, the ones I ordered, the tires are 4.8 inches wide, so you have a nice flotation. So if you want to go on the beach or on some muddy terrain or snow, you float right over it. Or even rough trails like the Kettle Valley Railways get chewed up lots with ATVs. Some people have a hard time in the sandy or bumpy areas. So with these new fat bikes I'm coming in, a little slower pace, but you just roll right over all that stuff really nicely.
Just looking at you, you look like a walking billboard for adventure and travel. What's on your bucket list?
I'm a big auto sports enthusiast. Me and a couple buddies, every year we go to a major auto sports event. We're planning a trip in 3 years over to Europe to hit 2 Formula One events and go to Maranello and check out the Ferraris, and then go over to Stuttgart and check out the Porsche too. So that's on the bucket list in the next couple of years.
I have a question. How many of you are married that are going on this trip?
2 of them are. I'm not.
Yeah, okay.
Carly is still looking.
No, just because that's such a male thing to want to do. Hey,
I'm giving Carly such a hard time.
Anyways, Ed, I was looking on your website, Monashee Adventure Tours. One of the things that caught my eye was you do a tour for great estates of the Okanagan.
Yes.
Is this true, and where do you go? This sounds fantastic.
We utilize a lot of the properties with the great estates. So we do Sumac Ridge. We stop at that really popular one, See You Later, down into the Olive area, the Enniskillen, and then in that area, there's a lot of good wineries that we use on that Great Estates tour. So Enniskillen is really nice for their ice wine tasting event that they have there. So yeah, really nice wines and enjoyable tours with the Great Estate.
How can people join your adventures and jump on board?
We're going out pretty every day doing either the Kettle Valley Rail or cycle to winery options. New this year, pedal and a pint too. So for the boys that like a nice cold beer after a ride, that's one of my new offerings. I actually got the first one going in a couple days.
You do ladies only tours, I saw as well.
We do ladies only tours, a lot of stagettes on the bicycles. I create a bunch of gravity assisted cycle tours with right in the area here, which is really nice. And
do you come with the entertainment for the stagettes?
we do come along as entertainment, yes. And
Awesome.
a lot of the stagettes show up, and they're a lot of fun too. Sometimes they show up in onesies or fancy dresses or a lot of big hats. So we
You should
cater
get
to
married
them.
again, Lisa.
And they're just a hoot and a lot of fun to have along on the tours. Always creating really good stories for us afterward.
Well, we're definitely going to have to come join you one of these days. So thanks so much for coming on our show. And if people want to find you, what's your website?
www.76cycle.com, and the phone number is 250-76cycle.com or 250-878-3 Kettle Valley Railway.
And if you are an adventure company in the Okanagan Valley, make sure you visit Global Adventure Center online and get listed in their directory as well. Coming up next, we have Dustin McGifford. He's an acoustic solo performer. Ready for this, Carly?
Yes, I'm ready for Dustin. You bet. I was born ready.
Lay me down. I can't go on. I can't go wrong if you lay me down and carry on. 'Cause I'll be gone. Whoa, only the dawn can break this darkness down. Whoa, well, you were standing there, but you never made a sound. And I was a boy, well, I fell in love. Foolish and hasty to think you couldn't lose it, love. And when I lost, I pleaded, lay me down. Can't go on, I can't go wrong if you lay me down and carry on. 'Cause I'll be gone. Whoa, only the dawn can break this darkness down. Whoa, well, you were standing there, but you never made a sound. Well, I was a man, and I had a plan. But when you realize that love all dies, how do you start the love again? So instead I pleaded, lay me down. Can't go on, no, I can't go wrong if you lay me down and carry on. 'Cause I'll be gone. Whoa, only the dawn can break this darkness down. Oh, now you were standing there, but you never made a sound. No sound you made, and you just waited, biding your time. Well, I spent all of mine. Now I've seen it all, and I've taken it in stride. Death has taken my love away, so I offer him my life. And now I'm pleading, lay me down. I can't go on, I can't go wrong if you lay me down and carry on. 'Cause I'll be gone. Oh, only the dawn can break this darkness down. Whoa, now you were standing there, but you never made a sound. Oh, Lucifer, as I grow old, you were standing there.
you should get a YouTube and Facebook page for yourself because you are absolutely amazing. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
And thank you for having me on the show.
Well, thank you both for coming to the show. You gonna play us out? We'll do a little dance behind you while the credits roll. We are at the Doug and Lisa show, but it's the Carly and Lisa show. Might be the Dustin and Lisa show. Who knows?
Vibrant vine.
Who knows?
The Doug and Lisa show.
And our director Davis is doing this. That's a wrap.